first part of the day's walk starts from Powter Howe Car Park in Thornthwaite. We then ascend from the small rock called the Clerk to a much larger rock known as the Bishop. It's an excellent scramble all the way, finishing with a final difficult squeeze over Slape Crag to the rocky summit of Barf. We then descend through a wonderful tall pine forest parallel with Beckstone's Gill back to the car. The 2 previous days had brought us rain and hurricane winds, but today we had the birds singing in perfectly still conditions, the sun was out and it was lovely and warm. We were looking forward to our scramble up from the Clerk. Well, in truth, maybe just I was. As with most things in life, if you put in the effort, there is invariably a good reward. There are a few different tales regarding these 2 whitewashed stones on Bath. One local legend goes that in 1783, after drinking in the nearby Swan Hotel, the Bishop of Derry drunkenly bet he could ride up to the top of the hill. Alas, the bishop did not make it, falling to his death. The whitewashed bishop stone is apparently the place where the bishop is reputed to have fallen. Both the bishop and his horse are said to be buried near the smaller whitewashed stone known as the Clerk. We're up on the bishop, and I think it's fair to say Chris is a bit warm in this beautiful weather. Yeah. Look at Skiddaw. It's looking absolutely glorious. Bassenthwaite and all the way round you can see Keswick. I mean, it's just a glorious day after some of the weather we've had. We're above the bishop now, but oh, what a day.
I think it needs to be called the priest, because I'll be looking for one soon.
we were going to do Skiddaw tonight, but looking at how that is today, I think we're going to do the Bath, Clerk and Bishop route, and then we're going to quickly get over and do Skiddaw. What a day, a glorious day. Let's see if I can just drop back down to get the Bishop. Yep, there he is.
Nothing like a bit of scrambling straight after scrambled eggs for breakfast. Something else. Brilliant day. Absolutely. It's the dogs dangling.
Good job.
I'm a little bit warm, I can say. Can't see a thing. I'm all steamed up.
We're going to lose some weight here, bro. We understand the stones were whitewashed and maintained by the staff of the Swan Hotel. However, since that stopped, the job now falls to the mountain rescue teams, apparently. What a superb day this was, and the views from this little fell are just wonderful.
Well, here we are, just done Bath, on our way back down to the car. Just done the bishop and the clerk, and I was looking for a priest because it was a little bit hairy for me, to say the least. I can see why I've been called a fat bloke now, and I seriously need to lose a bit of fat because I did get stuck, I will admit it. And if it wasn't for Mr. Saunders pulling my pants down and pinching me, I wouldn't have got up and over. But there we go. And this is what it's all about. Well, fantastic. I walk. And what a difference in a day. Yesterday, howling winds. Freezing. And look at this. That's spectacular, eh? Spectacular. Well, we're on our way back down to Keswick now. For some tea and coffee, a bit of light refreshment, and then we're off again. So I think we're going to go and find Skiddaw. Anyway, that'll do for now.
There had been a substantial amount of rain during the week, and indeed it rained last night. And with this path still suffering considerable damage from Storm Desmond, we had to be very careful as we descended down these very wet rocks. This little route up to Barf is only, well, just over 1.5 miles in length and about 1,200 feet of total ascent. You get an excellent scramble all the way to the top, and with great views and plenty of interest along the route. Thoroughly recommend this if you haven't done it already.
Well, here we are sitting in the car park. We've just completed Bath, and it is just so still. Some fat bloke having his coffee, and people enjoying themselves in the distance. And after 2 days of hurricane winds, so nice to hear the birds. Big old trees come down there, look. For some reason, I've lost the camera. It's just disappeared from me like that. Let's hope it's magic. I don't know what he wants to do.
I just want to show you
the sweat.
the wet behind of Christopher Blake. He said, "No, it's all right. I won't get me arse wet coming down on me bum." But there it is, in all its finery.
That was a good workout, I tell you. I must have lost half a stone. And there we go.
We bid farewell to Bath and then drive to the under Skiddaw car park that also serves Laprig and people wishing to do a section of the Cumbria Way. From there, we simply walk up the so-called tourist path to the gate at a coal, where we branch off northwest towards Skiddaw Lesser Man and then Skiddaw Little Man. From there, we take in the cairns of Skiddaw South Top and Skiddaw Middle Top before arriving at the Trig Pillar and Views Pillar on the main Skiddaw summit. After briefly walking to the north top, we return and descend back to the coal, this time heading west to Jenkin Hill. From there, we take in Longscale Fell and Longscale Pike for a great view to the Carrick and Coolbeck Fells. We then follow a wire fence south via a path that does not appear on maps to the Cumbria Way path, which we take west back to the car. Though the day has started in glorious sunshine, in typical Lakeland style, the clag was starting to come in, so we knew we were in a race to get to the top before we couldn't see anything. We had intended this to be a night trip, but we're still glad we did it during the day. We got our views and that's all that matters. But I'd promised Chris just one last spectacular view from Lonscale Pike on Lonscale Fell, looking towards the Coolbeck Fells and the Cumbria Way. Despite the light fading, the view was still fantastic.
I think it's time to get ourselves down off this. Been on for 6 o'clock. Light's fading pretty badly now. So lovely, beautiful view. Sheer drop straight down. Like Graham hasn't said there's a path down there.
We're down, we're safe. We've had a cracking day. We're literally a few feet away from the car at the base of what is 1,000 feet up tourist path. So just a matter of making sure we haven't had our car broken into. Then hopefully we're all good. No, I said out last time, this will be the last live vid now. From old Chris Blake and myself. Hope you've enjoyed our little live vid sessions. We don't do many of them. Fancy having a go this time. Show you what we get up to, and in this case we've done Barf, the Scramble, up to the Clerk and, well, via the Clerk and the Bishop. Nice scramble, and over Slack Crag or Slate Crag, whatever you want to call it. Dropped down from there. It was looking so good over here. We decided to get on the tourist path and bash up to Little Man via Grey Crag. Get Skiddaw in, a little bit of Clag, but not too bad. Scale Fell, Lonscale Edge, drop down straight down the fence line to the Cumbria Way, and now we're about to hit the car. We can see people up ahead, hopefully not nicking our car. And well, this is it. Oh no, it looks like a fellow runner or walker. Alright then, so this time definitely. This has been Fat Boys. Hope you've enjoyed our little presentations. We'll catch you later, and hopefully one day see you out there. Cheers.